Welcome to Raising Extreme Athletes Uncensored. This is your reality check and home for uncensored, trusted advice and stories from the trailblazers who came before us. Because it takes a strategic village to raise an extreme pro athlete, this is your village. Today we're going to be talking about work ethic and keeping your word. Oh yeah. This shit is real. This is important. You need to have work ethic and you need to understand the keeping your word part of the deal. I'm Marina, your host, mother of 2 aspiring rock climbers and wife to an extreme athlete. Work ethic is everything. Period. Non-negotiable. You could go and listen to my whole episode about having talent, because at the end of the day, talent only takes you so far, and work ethic is what really gets you to everywhere. This is not something you are born with, which a lot of people think that it is. Like, talent can be a little bit of an innate thing, but the work ethic, you're not born with it. It's learned, it's practiced, it's repeated. It is what is necessary to go into and do anything, to succeed in pretty much anything. Okay? Work ethic. But on top of work ethic, something that is really important and that holds as much weight, if not more, that is keeping your word. Your word is everything. What does that even mean? For example, if you tell somebody you're going to be somewhere at 2 p.m. and you don't show up, or you show up an hour later, or you just don't even bother letting them know, or whatever, what happens with that person and you? Well, for one thing, they're going to start to lose trust in you. They're not going to find you reliable. They're certainly not going to be listening to your word next time. And in sport, especially, keeping your word about you showing up, about you being there, about you supporting your friends, all of that, it's part of that trust and belief system that is really like the foundation of the support system, because you need that support system. You cannot do it alone. And your word, that's part of it, right? What you first say is what people are going to see as your actions for that trust factor, for the support, for believing you. So next time you say something, they're not going to take you as seriously. They might think that you're going to be breaking your word, and they will actually lose respect in you and trust. And that's going to show when you are doing your performance, when you're doing the sport, the lack of their word for you, their belief in you, and that's going to affect you. So teaching our kids the power of the word, about sticking to your word, holding your word, keeping your promise, it's an important thing. I know this sounds a little bit like a detour from the actual sport, but it's all one thing, right? It all works together. And this is just one of those skills that we can really show our kids as an important asset to them. And it will give them that much more credibility as well. And support. So I would love to hear your opinion on that. Have you had any issues with your kid keeping their word or your own word, right? Because they look up to us for being role models to them. And if we don't keep our own word, that's what we're showing that, them is like a normal thing to do, even though they hate it. But they're going to learn like that because they're not getting other examples in front of them. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and please leave me a review. And remember, it takes a village to build up your child, and that's what we are here for.